0 out of 10. Hawkeye isn't found in one single scene in this entire movie. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert. Probably should have said that first. Now I just ruined the entire experience for you. BioShock Infinity War was developed by Marvel Entertainment in an effort to show how many characters they can squeeze into one movie. Alright, now that that introduction's out of the way, how about we talk about this train wreck? Oh, wait. Never mind. I forgot. This movie is actually really good. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this movie. While it does have its downfalls, I still think it's a very nice addition to the Marvel Hall of Fame. So what's actually good about this movie? Well, you better diddly believe I'm gonna tell you what's good about this movie. My main concern going into this once-in-a-lifetime experience was how they were going to deal with all these characters. Think about it. Every single character in this movie is considered a main character. What is that, like 20 people? And the entire film is revolved around them. Granted, I will get into that later. So you would think that no one character really gets a chance to shine, but I was thoroughly surprised to see that Marvel found a method to the madness. They managed to give almost every character a decent amount of screen time and usefulness in the battles and shortcomings. And I also really like how Marvel was really shooting for the grim tone, even from the opening scene of this movie. And that tone will stay somewhat glued together throughout this entire movie. Granted, it does falter a little bit in the comic relief scenes. Still, the tone is somewhat sturdy throughout this entire experience. Thanos is shown as a force to be reckoned with in the beginning scene, and it helps you to feel the same way that these heroes feel. The movie also has a very grand sense of consequence that I never really experienced in any other Marvel movie. You really have this sense that the characters' actions are going to affect the outcome of this movie in a significant way, which helps the audience to feel the same amount of regret and remorse whenever a character makes a poor decision. Also, one more positive I want to throw out there is how much I love this ending. This ending is something I've never seen before in a Marvel movie, and it is something that is not used very much in Hollywood, period. Now, I'm not going to spoil it, of course, but just so you know, I love almost everything about this ending. Almost. Not really a positive, but not really a negative at the same time, kind of neutral is the comic relief. The humor has its moments, but I thought some of it was very lackluster. And also the timing of these jokes took way too long. There was some jokes that weren't funny the first time, and they just dragged on for like 30 seconds. How long is this movie again? Although nothing can be as bad as Black Panther.
The real question is, what are those? Why do you have your
Another positive I have is how entertaining most of the action sequences are. I will get into why I said most later on. But all of these characters' powers being shown off in one fight is just so engaging and fun to watch. And also, you throw in the glowing rocks that Thanos puts into his glove, and those are pretty dank. Thanos is shown as this big baddie, and these action sequences help to establish how much of a baddie he is. Now that just about wraps up the positives about this movie. Granted, there are a lot more positives than negatives. But how's about we get down to these negatives I speak of? Really, now that I think about it, the only real criticism I have is how many characters are left in the background. Granted, the movie was balanced fairly well in this aspect, but there are still a lot of characters that are left in the shadows while others take center stage. Also, while many of the action sequences were pretty spectacular, the main climax action sequence was really a huge letdown compared to the rest of the movie. I didn't like this action sequence in the same way I didn't like the action sequence at the end of Battle of the Five Armies. It was really just underwhelming to see this final action climactic sequence come out with a bunch of CGI monster fodder that the heroes have to blend through. The CGI was good, just nothing you haven't seen before in other Marvel movies. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. Although this movie isn't really about the Avengers, it is really Thanos' movie. The movie really dives deep into this character's motivations and dives deep into his emotions too. He's not just seen as this big baddie who wants to blow up the world for no reason at all. You can kind of see where he's going. He's still psychotic, but you can kind of see where he's coming from. And these Infinity Stones are used very well in this movie. They really show... They didn't really explain what each of them are able to do, but they really showed how powerful they are. This movie was absolute joy to watch. You should go see it right now if you already haven't, even though this video is literally coming out like 2 weeks after it came out. So all of you probably already seen it. You know what, that's fine. If you haven't seen it, go see it right now, even though you got 10 other friends telling you to do the same thing. Go see it. I think it's a great movie. It's awesome. I believe I am going to give Avengers Infinity War a solid as concrete 8 out of 10.